Few television shows have sparked as much outrage and debate as Married with Children, but one episode in particular nearly destroyed the series and changed TV history forever. Imagine a sitcom so bold, so raw, and so unapologetically crude that a major network locked away a fully produced episode for over a decade, fearing it was too explicit for American audiences. This lost episode, filled with scandal, courtroom drama, and shocking humor, exposed the limits of network television and ignited a fierce battle over censorship, family values, and the future of edgy comedy. Married with Children was never meant to be your typical family sitcom. Created in the late 1980s, the show was designed as a direct counterpoint to the polished, idealized families seen on TV at the time. The Bundys were dysfunctional, broke, and brutally honest, a family that argued, failed, and made crude jokes about sex, money, and everyday misery. Al Bundy, played by Ed O'Neill, was a shoe salesman stuck in a dead-end job, married to Peggy, a lazy and sarcastic housewife, with 2 kids who were disasters in their own right. Fox, a fledgling network struggling to compete with the established giants, gave the creators one simple directive: be as outrageous as you can be. The result was a show that shocked audiences, enraged advertisers, and yet found a fiercely loyal fan base. The Bundys' crude humor and unfiltered portrayal of family life helped Fox survive and eventually thrive, but it also made the show a lightning rod for controversy. The episode that nearly ended Married with Children aired in 1989 but was immediately pulled from circulation and shelved for 13 years. It began with Al and Peggy Bundy attempting to rekindle their dull sex life with a romantic night at a seedy motel called the Hop-On Inn. The motel was a rundown, sleazy place, a perfect setting for the show's signature brand of humor. However, the night took a dark turn when Peggy discovered a VHS tape on the motel's adult channel showing their neighbors, Steve and Marcy, caught in a private moment on hidden camera. The Bundys quickly realized that if Steve and Marcy had been secretly filmed, so had they. Their private, intimate moments were stolen and broadcast without their knowledge. The 2 couples decided to take legal action against the motel, leading to a courtroom battle that became one of the most explicit and shocking scenes ever aired on network television. In the courtroom, the Bundys were forced to relive their most private moments as the sex tapes were played repeatedly, rewound, and shown in slow motion. The dialogue was filled with bold innuendos and dirty jokes, pushing the boundaries of what was acceptable on primetime TV. Peggy, never one to hold back, embarrassed Al on the stand with biting sarcasm and humiliating details about their sex life. The jury and viewers alike were stunned by the frankness and explicit nature of the testimony. Fox executives panicked. The network was flooded with angry letters from viewers and critics who accused the show of turning comedy into softcore pornography and attacking family values. Advertisers threatened to pull their support, and pressure mounted to censor the episode. Fox demanded massive cuts to clean up the dialogue, soften the jokes, and tone down the courtroom scenes. But the creators refused, insisting that the episode's boldness was essential to its humor and message. As a result, the episode was shelved, becoming the infamous lost episode of Married with Children. It remained locked away for 13 years, a cautionary tale in the industry about the limits of network television and the power of censorship. It wasn't until 2002, when standards had relaxed and cable networks were willing to take risks, that the episode finally aired, shocking a new generation of viewers who found it both hilarious and outrageous. The controversy surrounding this episode was not isolated. Married with Children was a lightning rod for criticism throughout its 11-season run. The show's crude humor, sexual jokes, and harsh treatment of women and minorities sparked boycotts and protests. One of the most notable critics was a Michigan housewife who, after watching a particularly risque episode in 1989, launched a nationwide boycott by writing to dozens of major advertisers. Her campaign led to companies like Coca-Cola and McDonald's pulling their ads, forcing Fox to move the show to a later time slot to appease critics. Despite the backlash, the controversy only fueled the show's popularity. Ratings climbed as curious viewers tuned in to see what the fuss was about. The show's reputation as TV's most outrageous family sitcom was cemented, and it helped Fox grow from a struggling newcomer into a major network. Married with Children broke the mold of family sitcoms by portraying a family that was selfish, flawed, and often mean-spirited. Unlike the perfect families of the 1980s, the Bundys argued, failed, and made fun of each other mercilessly. This new style of comedy paved the way for future shows that also featured deeply flawed characters who were their own worst enemies. The show's legacy is complicated. While it was groundbreaking and influential, many of its jokes and themes have not aged well. Cast members have admitted that the show's humor was often mean-spirited and misogynistic. The lead actress who played Kelly Bundy has spoken openly about the personal struggles she faced growing up on the show, including dealing with an eating disorder and the pressures of fame. Behind the scenes, the cast formed close bonds, with Ed O'Neill becoming a father figure to many of the younger actors. Yet, the show's end was handled poorly by Fox. After 11 seasons and 259 episodes, the cast learned of the cancellation through strangers or indirect sources, with no official goodbye or recognition from the network. Despite its controversies, Married with Children remains a significant part of television history. It challenged the norms of family sitcoms, pushed the boundaries of what could be shown on network TV, and helped establish Fox as a major player in the industry. Its influence can still be seen today, and the Bundys continue to find new fans through streaming platforms. An animated reboot is currently in development, with the original cast returning to voice their characters, proving that the Bundy story still resonates decades later. The lost episode of Married with Children is a landmark moment in TV history, a bold, explicit, and controversial piece of comedy that tested the limits of censorship and network standards. It exposed the tension between creative freedom and public decency, sparked a nationwide boycott, and ultimately helped redefine what family sitcoms could be. The Bundys were never perfect, but they were real, messy, flawed, and unforgettable.